This weekend, beloved former radio station WOXY 97X, or WOXY as it's known, will return to the airwaves with a special 40th anniversary edition of their Modern Rock 500 Countdown. And to celebrate, I take a look back at the future of rock and roll.
Back in the 1980s, in most of the country, if you wanted to hear modern or alternative rock, you would have had to turn on MTV or head to your local record store.
But if you lived in the tri-state area, all you had to do was turn the radio dial to
the future of rock and roll, 97X.
Purchased by Doug and Linda Baylog in 1983, WOXY 97X, or WOXY as it's known, started as a traditional rock station, but the Baylogs changed the format based on the recommendations of the community around them, college students at Miami University. Former WOXY DJ and program director Dave Tellman says the students were wanting to hear on the radio what they were seeing on MTV, and the Baylogs took note.
A lot of the students said, yeah, we're missing, listening in the tri-state, that kind of music. And eventually the station started slowly over, a short period of time, turning into the alternative modern rock format.
From the small studios in Oxford, Ohio, the station quickly gained a cult following, not only because of what you heard on the airwaves, but also because of how it brought music lovers together.
Because it was a smaller station and you had to seek it out, I think the people that tuned in found a sense of community with the DJs that were on there and would wind up going to the same small shows at Bogart's or Jockey Club or things like that.
The station also gained national fame after being immortalized by Dustin Hoffman's character in the movie Rain Man, which was partially shot in this area.
97X. Bam! The future of rock and roll.
WOXY eventually moved to a streaming-only format until it shut down completely in 2010, but its legacy has been kept alive through a podcast called 97X Rumblings from the Big Bush, hosted by Tellman and Dotterweich. That's where the idea came up to resurrect a modern rock 500 countdown for this Memorial Day weekend.
A good way to wrap it up might be a modern rock 500. And Damien, Mike, and I started bouncing ideas off each other, and the next thing you know, we're teaming up with Inhaler Radio here in Cincinnati, and it's happening now.
Playing off the Indie 500, the Modern Rock 500 will count down the best alternative songs in 5 100-lap segments. As to what you'll hear this weekend,
any song that appeared on any Modern Rock 500 could potentially be in this, but we said it's only the songs that appeared on it while the station was on the air or the .com era.
Throughout the weekend broadcast, you'll also hear old commercials from the WOXY Vault and from over 30 former DJs.
You're going to hear Bake singing 97 extra cash coupons. You're going to hear drops from the movie Rain Man, some of the fun promos we did over the years from the beginning of the station all the way till 2010. It'll be like you're listening to 97X all over again and can get the signal all throughout Cincinnati.
And so, on what would have been the 40th anniversary of WOXY, it's time to relive the future one more time. The future
of rock and roll.
That is so cool. The 2023 Modern Rock 500, it's actually already airing on Inhaler Radio and the Inhaler Radio app and on WGUC 90.9 HD3 signal. And you can listen tomorrow through Monday. They're going to re-air the whole thing, although you can hear it today too. We put links to all those at local12.com, or we're going to get them up there.
I'm going to put that in my car. That reminds me of my college station, ACRN.
Yeah,
back at Ohio University. Did you work there in college?
I interned there.
You
it was
did?
my introduction to
cool.
Media, and brought and it was the neatest place, like just the coolest independently owned station, coolest music, coolest people.
Places like that. That's how you get like hands-on experience when you're a young person like that.
Absolutely,
that's
for
really
sure.
neat.
That's back in the day when we were splicing tape. Do you remember that show
Yes,
when you had to cut the
tape
tape back together?
That was not easy.
Yeah.
That was cool. Thanks, Jen.
Yes, sure.